Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Marcos. First of all, I want to thank all of my loyal subscribers and followers for being truly awesome and believing in my channel. I really appreciate all of your support. With that being said, today I've realized just how sick this Disney corporation is and how it's furthering the division agenda. A few years ago, I would rarely see people for the color of their skin because I didn't really think about racism or not. I would simply just see a human being either being a good person or a trash of a person. But my judgment was only through the lens of their behaviors, never for their color of their skin. But Disney wants us to go back to being racist and seeing color as the main focus of a person. It's really sad that Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, and the American soldiers fought for an end of slavery and the abolishment of segregation, yet we are more divided than ever before. I am a Cuban American who came to this country legally because of freedom and the American dream. I couldn't be more grateful, but in almost all of my living as an American, I had never seen so much division in this country. If you don't think this is happening or that I am bluffing, my friend, you swallowed their pill and you are too lost to be rescued by this point because this division is right in front of our faces. Disney, a multi-billionaire company, the most capitalistic animated company in the whole world, is now teaching their main audience, little kids, that America is racist. And that just because you are white, you are guilty of everything bad that's going on in the world. You know who I hate more than these idiots? The white people who actually feel guilty and kneel down to these predators, like Disney and BLM organizations, when they are not at fault for anything that happened in the past. Talking about the past, did you know Africans sold their own people to become slaves? A lot of people seem to forget that the worst enemies that blacks have is themselves, the black people. Records from the Transatlantic Slave Trade database, directed by historian David Eltis at Emory University, shows that the majority of captives brought to the USA came from Senegal, Gambia, Congo, and eastern Nigeria, which were sold and traded by their own leaders at the time, which were all blacks. Sure, they sold it at times to white people, but who is at fault here for this occurrence? Captures and sellers who didn't care about what would happen to their own, or the person who fairly bought something that was being sold? You got to remember, slavery has always been normal in humanity. Blacks were not the only slaves or even the first slaves. Egyptians had slaves. The Roman had Greek slaves, which were actually white. But the only history they show in slavery in school are the blacks, the only victims to this horrible act of slavery. When we speak about America being racist, what do you actually mean? I want people to comment down below, as I am genuinely intrigued about what you consider to be racist. I hope you're not speaking about better pay, because blacks at the moment and homosexuals are making more money overall than straight white males. I have a VP in my company who makes over $400,000 yearly, and he's black. He makes more than me, and I am a white Hispanic who speaks both English and Spanish, something he doesn't do. And yet he still makes twice what I make yearly. You're going to tell me there's no equal opportunity pay in this country? There's white people who I see in my streets who are veterans and are whiter than me, yet they can afford a sandwich. There's white people that I know who can't afford rent and have to move in with their parents. Where is the white privilege in there? All my black friends receive $500 food stamps, even making the same amount of money that I make in my same company. And just because I am a white Hispanic, I don't qualify for food stamps. Where's the racism? If anything, the only racism I see here is towards white people. You can insult them, you can race swap them in movies, you can be hateful towards them because oppressors can't be oppressed by that stupid logic. I have never met a black slave in my life. Most blacks who don't have decent jobs or careers is because of their own victimhood mentality and complaints about everything. And yes, I have some friends like that too, but I am real with them. I tell them to get off their asses, to stop smoking weed all day, and to go find a job. I even offer my reference so they could get in my job. But no, it's easier for them to stay at home. It's easier for the government to pay your food and bills. Easier to have 10 kids so you could get the government to pay you $5,000 per kid every year than to stand up and look for a job, to study a career, to stop smoking weed all the time and actually connect with people who can help you succeed. Laziness and victimhood is much easier to do, especially with these stupid Democrats in power who give stimulus checks and therefore cause inflation and pay you for literally not working for 2 years in a row because of a stupid pandemic. Man, I don't know about you, but I worked through the entire pandemic because I hate the government helping me in any way. Mind you, I come from a communist country where they lied to us about absolutely everything, like being free, having free education, and having free health care. Yet in my country, there's no doctors, no medicine, no technology, and you can die by having a simple flu or for medical negligence. No thank you. I'd rather pay my insurance, but at least I can go to the doctor. I'd rather pay for education, but have a bright future ahead. Do you know how much a Cuban doctor makes monthly after 6 years in school? $32. Just to give you an idea as a reference, a piece of potato in Cuba is worth $4. So how do Cubans survive in Cuba? Either they die, steal, or flee to America because we hate communism. That's why most Cubans like me, who have USA citizenships and have been here in this country for over 20 years, are mostly Republicans because we see through the lies. Fidel Castro lied to us. Chavez lied to the Venezuelan people. It's a pattern. Communism is a cancer that has arrived to this country, and it starts with division. Slaves did not build America. It was certainly an unfortunate part of our story, but that story does not need to stop us from succeeding or seeking a better life. Matter of fact, instead of Disney screaming about this division, why don't they scream about Americans abolishing slavery? Why always look at the negative side of the story instead of the positive ones? Because they don't care about blacks at all, or any race for that matter. They care about division, anti-Americanism, anti-union. They want us to focus in these little things instead of focusing in the real problem at hand. Them, or real enemies. Disney, Hollywood, the media, the government. They are our real enemies, not ourselves. I don't care if you're black, and most people don't care either. I am Hispanic and I'm not afraid of the cops. I haven't seen a black person persecuted in the middle of the street by whites because of their color of their skin. It's all a fabricated lie to distract us. They are rich already. Focus on yourself and stop pretending to be a victim. We already ended slavery. It's over. Move on. You weren't born a slave. Neither were your parents or grandparents. Focus on bettering you and your community. Paint your buildings. Help your neighbors. Clean your streets. Don't wait for the government to save you. They won't, so save yourself. Stop shooting and killing your own. Start respecting other people and you will succeed. If there was so much racism and so much white privilege in this country, why do we have the most successful black people in this country? How can we have black billionaires if we are so racist? You don't like this country? Fine. Go to another country. No one's stopping you. Let's see if they're so anti-racist or so anti-gays when you go there. There's no better country for diversity than the United States of America, period. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Till the next one.